Hello and welcome to another New Hotel Academy webinar. Today's subject is housekeeping and maintenance, best practices. My name is Artur Carneiro. In the next few minutes I will show you out of order, out of rental and the difference between them, maintenance, lost and found, room status, discrepancies, housekeeping stuff and cleaning zones. In the end, I will show you some reports and our mobile app for housekeeping. And finally, guest special attention features. On the Cloud PMS, there are a set of automatic functionalities that allow you to fulfill all the housekeeping tasks and an efficient management of maintenance operations. Before I show you the housekeeping tab and functionalities, we need to do some settings so they can work properly. To find them, we need to go to our PMS and go to settings. Here we have out of order that we can set maintenance types. If I click, we have already some created, and if I want to add more, I just need to insert, create a description for the group, and then add a description. It works like this. I already have. We have the group appliances electronics, and inside we have three subtypes: air condition, coffee machine and TV. If I want to add a new subtype inside, I just need to edit the appliances and insert a new subtype. For example, hairdryer. And do OK. And inside the group, I have another appliance. I do OK. We have the hairdryer here. Next, I have maintenance cause, and this is who causes the malfunction of the device or of the room. I have some created. If I want to add one, I just do insert, and it's just text, and I can put it anything I want. I have out of order types. This is the type of the out of order. We have electrical issue, maintenance, painting, plumbing issues, and so on. If I want to add more, just do insert, put a description, and choose a color. And finally, out of rentals. It's the same thing as the out of order types, but for the out of rentals, and the procedure is the same. Insert, just put text and choose a color. We need also to have the zone types created. I already have these ones. It will be useful for our housekeeping. I just need to do insert, it's plain text, and the same thing with the common areas, that I can add a description, a zone type. We can put the area, the total area, and the area unit in square meters or square feet. First, we're going to see out of order feature. For that, I need to go to housekeeping, and the first option is out of order. Here is where you can put a specific room with an out of order for a period of time. The out of order can be maintenance, painting, can be something simple like a dripping faucet, something like that. In order to create the out of order, we just need to choose a room. Let's choose the room number 20. I can double click it or edit, and this box appears. At the top we have the room number, the floor, and the status. We have this option to show only valid periods. If I remove, it will show me the past out of orders. And to insert a new one, I just need to do insert. This option affects booking, means that if I leave checked, it will prevent this room from being used. If I remove it, the out of order is created, but allows to use the room for reservations. Let's leave it like this one. Initial date, let's set, for example, April 9th until the end of the week. I have the option to make the final date undefined, and it will not have a final date to end this out of order. It's useful when you have a room that you don't know when it will be available. For this example, let's leave it like this. The type, let's put painting, and I can add a comment. I press OK, and the out of order is created. If I close this window and press filter to refresh, I see that the room number 20 has an out of order with this type and with this period. If I had any comment, it will be shown here like this one. I can remove this out of order. For example, if the room is ready before this time, I just need to select the out of order and delete it, or I can activate this room and it will be immediately ready to receive reservations. This is how the out of order works. Next we have out of rental. The out of rental option is very similar to the out of order, but the rooms put in out of rental will not affect reports of ADR or RevPAR. It's useful when you need to have a room, for example, for the owner, but you don't want for them to affect your room availability. It's the same thing. I just need to choose the room, edit, insert, and put the period. Let's choose May 1st to May 8th. We have a type. We can put the comment, say OK, and then close the window. And this room will be out of rental on this period. The maintenance option allows us to register all the maintenance requests from the hotel. To find it, we need to go to Housekeeping and then Maintenance. Once it opens, we can see that haven't been resolved yet. We can search using this field that it's hidden if we press it here, and we have all the requests. To insert a new one, just need to press Insert, add a description. Here we'll put the name of the person that will deal with this malfunction. The priority, we have 3, low, medium and high. We'll select the maintenance type. We'll select the subtype. Maintenance cause is who caused this issue. Let's say it's guest. The room, once I press, the room will be available here. Let's press the room number 15. If it will block or not, check in on this room and do OK. And the request is done. We can print a report to show all the requests for maintenance by pressing here on this button that says print. And here we can see all the requests. The registration date, the description, the priority, the source, the type, the subtype, the zone or the room, how many days unresolved, and if it's solved or cancelled. This report can be delivered to the maintenance team so they can act accordingly. Once a request is solved, we just need to press here on the Solve button, and we don't need to fill anything apart from the description, that we put a brief description, what solved the issue, and do OK, and it will be removed from this filter. If I need to see all the requests that are done, I just need to press here, filter, and it will show me all the requests that are done. Lost and found is where you register all the items that you find on the hotel. We can see all the registrations for items we found, if they have been returned or discarded or still in our possession. We have some filters here that we can use. And to insert a new lost and found, we just need to press Insert, put the register date, add a description, a value, it's not mandatory, the current location of the retrieved item, let's put reception. We can add a photo of the item, we just need to press load and allows us to search on our computer for images. Let's choose this charger image, where it was found and by who, and then do OK. And we have here this charger that was found on room 20 by the housekeeping. To return an item or to discard an item, we need to open the register we just done and choose the option to return or discarded. If it was returned, I just put the date it was returned and the person who returned the item. If it was discarded, we put here the date and by who. We can add some comments and then do OK. And it will appear marked as being returned. Now I'll talk about room status. Room status are on housekeeping, room status. Here is where you can change the room status from clean to dirty and from dirty to clean. But first, I need to show you something here on administration, settings, hotel resources. Here is where you set your room status. We have the option to use none, only use dirty and clean, and use dirty, cleaning, verify, and clean. Below we have some automated options that we can change room status to dirty every time you do night auditor, check out, check in, every time you do one of these three options. Never change the room status on check-in and night auditor and on checkout and night auditor. If I have the option night auditor selected, I can set to change only the room status once the room is occupied or all rooms, even if it's available. And if I can do check-in with a dirty room, I can allow or deny. So, on room status, we can see all the rooms we have available, and below we have the colors of the status. Green means clean, blue means cleaning, this yellow means verify, and this pink means dirty. Once the information from the housekeeping is received, you can change the rooms accordingly. So imagine that this room number 5, that it's dirty, I can select it, click on clean, and will be changed to clean with the green color. I can select several rooms at the same time by clicking on it, and then change to clean. This will be visible, for example, here on front office, on the room planning, with these little flags here that shows the status of the room. Red means dirty, green means clean. On room status, we also have the logs option. If I choose a room and press on logs, I can see who did the change of the status. The user is registered here, the old status and the new status, the date and the time. We can also clear the logs from all operations on this room. I do yes, and the logs on room number 5 have disappeared. This is how you can change the room status on the Cloud PMS. Discrepancies is where you can register the differences between what you have in system and what you have in reality. Let me explain. I open discrepancies, and for example, here on room 12, the system says that I have 2 guests, 2 adults. If I double click and imagine that the housekeeping team is cleaning the room, they see that they have not 2 but 3 guests inside. So they register 3. When I do OK, we now see that in the system shows we have 2 guests, but in reality we have 3. We can do the same thing for the room status. It says that it's clean, but I can change it to dirty, or that this room is occupied and I can put that it's free, or the other way around. Here room 15 says that it's free, and I can say that it's occupied and with 2 guests. I can print a report of discrepancies for today, and it shows me the differences between what we have in system and what I really have. This room 21 says that is occupied, but in reality it's available. This way you can have always the most accurate information regarding your rooms. Now let's talk about the housekeeping stuff. But before that, we need to set up our cleaning zones. The cleaning zones are the zones that we define to be cleaned. First, we need to create the group. Pressing the plus button, I can set a group, and inside that group I can add our zones. For example, I have all these zones here, and here I have the cleaning zones that I say that on floor 1 and 1 I have these 2 cleaning zones. And inside the cleaning zone I can add the rooms or the common areas. Inside this zone I put all these rooms and these 2 common areas. To add rooms or common areas, I just need to click on this plus sign and choose my rooms. The same thing here. If I click on this button, I have the option to add a new common area. After I define my cleaning zones and insert the rooms in common areas, I can go to housekeeping stuff. This feature will allow me to manage efficiently my housekeeping stuff. For that, I need to have a supervisor, like this one. It's just text. To add it, I need to click on the plus sign, and I need to add my housekeeping stuff. I have several here. I will show you how to add one here on this plus sign. Add the name or the description for this person, the type, if it's a roommate, if it's someone who covers shifts, if it's a roommate for the afternoon, or if it's another type of housekeeping staff. Then I will set which cleaning zone that person will be cleaning, who is the supervisor, and the free days. I can say that Friday and Saturday is the free day, and if this person is active or inactive. After the setup, I need to print the supervisor report that we found here below. To print, and we have the work plan for this supervisor. This is a very efficient way to manage your housekeeping stuff. We have one report that may help you managing your housekeeping stuff also, that we can find under Report Occupancy. We have here the Housekeeping Daily, and if I print, I have several options like the room block, the floor number, the room type, the room status. I can select to see only the occupied, the check-in today, the check-out today, the check-out tomorrow. I can combine these options like this, for example, selecting and deselecting the ones I want and don't want. But let's print a report for today. This is a report with the room, the type, the status, the situation, if it's vacant or occupied, or does check out tomorrow, the guest name, the arrival and departure date, and the number of packs. The comments you see here are inserted here on the reservation. We have a box with instructions to the housekeeping. For example, this reservation. On this housekeeping box, we can add some comments that only the housekeeping may read and will be printed on this report. This is where you can see the housekeeping comments, here on these boxes below the rooms. We have another feature on the PMS, that is attentions. This is where you can set special attentions to the guests. Imagine that we have special packages already set up in our hotel, and we can add them to the reservation by going to Attentions, Add. We have all these attentions set up, and let's say that is the VIP package. That includes a bottle of wine and a basket of fruits. I do OK to select the VIP, and we have the option to apply to all stay or just a specific day. If I deselect, it says days from, 2 days from the arrival, or 2 days from the departure. Or even I have the option to exclude the arrival day, the departure day, both or none. Let's apply to all stay, excluding none days. So this means that every day during these 22 days of the reservation, it will have the VIP package delivered to the room. I say OK, and I close the option. I save the reservation, and under Reports, OK, under Reports, I have a report specific to this kind of attentions that is called guest attentions. If I print it, I see that the room number 18 has the VIP package, and also the room number 15 also have that VIP package. This is another report that you can give to the housekeeping staff so they know which room has these special attentions. We also have an app that can be run on a tablet or a smartphone, where the housekeeping staff can change the status of each room. This is the app. We have the rooms here, and to change the status, we just need to select the room. I will select this room number 10 that has the flag in red, meaning that the room is dirty. And as soon as the staff finishes cleaning, select the room and change the status. It asks me if I'm sure. I say OK. I receive that the status changed, and the flag is now green. If I go to the PMS, on room planning, we see that the room number 10 is in red, but if I update the planning, the flag changes to green. Here on the app, we have this filter where we can sort by just occupied rooms or not occupied, the floor number, the block, the room type, or the clean and dirty rooms. Imagine that I only want to see the occupied and dirty. I do filter, and it shows me all the rooms that matches this filter. This app is quite useful because the staff can make changes as soon as they finish cleaning the rooms. We can have specific users for the housekeeping crew that only has specific permissions to use the housekeeping features. For that, I need to go to the PMS, and under Administration and Users, we can create or edit an existing user to have specific permissions. Let's, for example, create one where I could give a description, a login, a password, and here I can choose the permissions to that user. We have the option to hide certain areas of the PMS, permissions only for reading, read and print, read and write, and full access. The group for the housekeeping, for example, is here, where we can give permission to use out of order, change the status, and use the discrepancies, and more. This way, we can add users for housekeeping crews, and they only see the housekeeping options on the PMS or on the app. Thank you for being with us on this webinar. Remember, if you have any questions or suggestions for future subjects, please send us an email to academy@newhotel.com. I wish you all the best and see you soon.